So, hi, I'm Niharika Singh, your host for today. And
I'm Ion Jacob, your co-host for today.
so, I'll take it over, Ion.
Yeah, so most of you present here are already a part of our society, and you guys basically might know a little bit about what TVS is about. So in this orientation, we'll tell you a lot more about what TVS stands for, what we do in our society, about the members, about the team, and about everyone present here. So if anyone has any doubts regarding that, please raise your hand or just type in the chat box. Over to you, Niharika.
All right, so thank you, Ion, for that. Now, let's take a glimpse at the trailer of TVS. So, I'll play a video for you guys.
Hi everyone, this is Niharika Singh, the GenSec of Biology Society.
I hope you liked the video. We basically tried to sum up TVS in that. So, now moving on into the main session, I'll be presenting to you the logo of the Biology Society. So we have Bandhan Goyal with us, who is the founder of TVS. And I would like you to say a few words for us, Bandhan sir, and explain the logo as well.
Thanks, Niharika. So, welcome everyone to the orientation and those who have already joined the TBS. Welcome to the society. TBS is like it arose from a hobby. So like I am an undergraduate student. I am pursuing physics, and like I wanted to take a break from my subject and I wanted to study biology in some detail. So on 5th June this year, which also happens to be World Environment Day, so I decided that okay, let's form a group where like-minded people will be there. People like those who are just like me interested in the subject from a hobby perspective, as well as those like many of the other members who are pursuing biology in terms of like academics or industry or maybe as well as research. So that's how the idea arose, and it's been 5 months and it's been a great journey, and also it'll be a long road ahead, I hope. And so we are getting like the members kept on joining, and now we are close to the Dunbar's number, which is about 150. So those of you who don't know Dunbar's number, it is like a group which Robin Dunbar, he's an anthropologist. He proposed a number that a group of human society that they, on statistically speaking, they converge to this number 150 to form a stable group of people. However, there are many criticisms to that, and which we can discuss later. So so coming to the logo, so as Harman said that it's DNA rightly, so DNA is well visible. So can anyone else also tell me what all other things you can see in the logo? So there is some species over there, and there is some circle. So do you have like you can just guess whatever you first comes to your mind. Okay, so then let me go to the explanation of the logo. And also, I'll so there's a compilation of videos, and I'll also be explaining them in same. Okay, so Sanat said beetle. Okay, close, maybe like not exactly anthropod, but it look like anthropod. Someone also once detect like it also resembles a spider, and maybe one said fruit fly. So you are close. Yeah. Okay, so the before coming to the main part, which like motivated this logo, first we get to the ring part, which is the circle circumscribing the whole logo, the main part, which is like it is an abstract quantity, so you can think of it as a flower, a sun, a virus, so anything, or maybe a cell boundary. So all the things that you can think irrespective of your field. So if you are a molecular biologist, maybe you want to define it as a cell, and maybe if you are a virologist, so then you maybe want to define it as a virus. So depending upon that, you can choose whatever meaning you want to give to the circle, and then obviously, as Herman rightly pointed out, the DNA, which is the basic structure of life. So without it, so as we define life, we can't on Earth, at least we can't as expect it anything other than that. So the main part is a bee. So there's a lot of important things that we want to like to share with you in this video. I'll just screen share it. Yeah.
So Albert Einstein said that within 50 years of the extinction of bees, the human race will be extinct, right?
Sorry,
Something
could
to
you
that
please
effect.
repeat the question?
Sorry?
Can you please repeat the question?
I was saying Albert Einstein said something along the lines of after the extinction of bees, within 50 years, humans will be extinct.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's true.
And also we'll see, so in this particular, so you pointed out at the right time. So in this particular, this is an experiment. So there will be a frame of the research paper. So I'll explain that further. Here are these in a closed chamber. Yeah, so this is the paper. So here, what the research was that bumblebees they damage plant leaves. Bumblebees damage plant leaves and accelerate flower production when pollen is scarce. So they experimented like this. So they manually also damaged the plant leaves, and then they compared with the flowering rate of that particular plant. And what they found was that bumblebees, when the damage occurred by the bumblebees, the plants the flowering happened much faster as compared to when they manually did it with their own hands, or maybe some plier or something. So this was the finding didn't conclude that why is this the reason. The research is still going on. So the possible answers can be maybe the bees have pheromones, some kind of stuff, or maybe the way something between their legs, the hairy stuff they have, or maybe the wax that is covered in the body, wax is covered on their body. So maybe those are other stimulations that that participate in this process. So maybe that's the answer. So you can note down the title if you are interested, and then you can read the paper. So I'll move on. Yeah, so this was a very interesting research. So it was mind blowing when I first read it, that bees can understand the concept of zero. So there are other species as well, such as they have listed in this paper: African grey parrot, non-human primates, and preschool children. So basically, why they brought up preschool children in sense that so when the kids are there about 3 or 4 years old, so there are many psychologists do various tests as to compare them with non-human primates, especially the great apes. So the level of cognition very like nearly matches between the children up to the age of 4 or 5 years. So you can again note down the paper. And one important interesting thing I forgot to mention in the previous paper. So we were discussing pollination. So what happens in pollination is, so there was an interesting experiment in Japan where they used soap bubbles to pollinate. So because bees are decreasing in population, as earlier mentioned in the video, due to climate change and various other factors. And so we need artificial methods to pollination. Otherwise, we won't be able to, like the plants wouldn't be able to grow, and then we'll just lack out of food. And so they tried out soap bubbles, which very like to a good extent it was successful, and they are looking forward that that can be scaled up. Yeah, let's move on. Yeah, this is a very interesting video. So it is a self-explanatory. I'll just give an extension as the video ends. Okay, so so here are some uh, questions.
Someone asked, just a second. Well, Partharthi answered that question, but it was that does honeybee sting contain acidic components?
Okay, yeah, he answered. He says that testing induces the mast cells of the granulate and release histamine. I'm not a honeybee expert. I'll just clarify. I'm just fascinated by bees, especially bumblebees, because they understand the concept. And you actually can play with bumblebees; they won't sting you. So, like researchers who are working with bumblebees, especially, and maybe those the bee farmers, so you can just pick out bumblebees, and until you just put out some stress, or maybe you are not hurting it, so it won't sting you, and you can just play with it. It's really good. And also
Degranulation
there was
of mast cells, it's a hypersensitivity as well as inflammation reaction. So when a bee stings you, your mast cells, they release histamine. So that is what causes the burning sensation, the pain.
okay. I hope that answers Herman's question. So coming back to the video, so it ended with the how the bees are communicating the direction as well as the distance. So there's also another experiment that happened, that honeybees can also they are a democratic species. So for example, the bees have to shift their nest. So the queen bee will go, and okay, once the nest is finalized, the worker bees will come back to the original nest. And so when they are looking, so for example, let's take a scenario where there are two instances that so one bee comes, and the bee has some preferred nest, and the second bee comes, and that bee has some other preferred nest. So both will do that waggle dance and tell the direction as well as distance. So the other bees will then like inquire the both of the nests, and whatever they feel like they are more suited to, and then they'll also then start waggle dancing, and then it just keeps on, the cycle goes on, and at the end the majority wins. Like for example, the most waggle dances in particular of particular nest. So irrespective of whether the bees did that, chose whichever nest, so all will just go with the majority. That's also very interesting.
I'll move to the presentation then.
Yeah, just one thing before we move on, I have to add. So to the particularly to the members. So like as I also previously said in the WhatsApp group, that it is just your playground, so you just feel free to do whatever. So as an individual, be it not just TBS but any club or society we are part of. So individually we are restricted to a lot of many things. I'll give you an example. So I was like while studying some marine biology, so I got to know about eels. So they have a very interesting mystery that is still not answered. So it dates all the way back to Aristotle. So what is the mystery is that we don't know how eels reproduce and how they are born. So what Aristotle did was he cut open the eels all the way, and they, couldn't find the organ. So there are five metamorphosis states, if I remember correctly. So the first phase is very small, so they're tiny and can't be caught in the nest. Then sorry. So in the net, and there were like experiments done where they were just trying to a big nest all the way through the ship, and the first phase of the eels couldn't be captured, and we couldn't trace like what is their breeding grounds where they do. There is some we know broadly that there is like in the Atlantic or maybe near about Bahamas, so they have the ground in the sea. So what exactly happens is after coming from the egg, they travel all the way from sea to the fresh water, and they the other stages happen there itself, and then in the fifth stage, in the adult stage, they go back to the sea, and then they lay their eggs. So that's a very, so I wrote to a professor who's an expert on eels, and unfortunately I didn't hear it back. So this all happened before I started the biology society. So as a group, so what the power we have is we can just, if there are people who are like a lot of people interested in some particular topic. So for example, I took in marine biology, I saw that many people have filled in their forms that they are interested in the subject. So we all can write to them as a representative from the biology society. So then they are very much likely that they will give a webinar or something on that. So be it any other field. So I just took one example, and there are any other field you are interested in. So if we are having a good quantity, a good amount of people interested in that, we can just approach to the experts, and they can clear out our doubts. Thanks.
Thank you for the insights, Bandhan. Now I'll move to the presentation. Okay, so we discussed the logo, and now moving on, I would like to tell you all about the events that we have conducted and we have planned on in the future. So firstly, book discussions. Now for book discussions, I would like Sakshi Gupta to tell us about it, because she is the one who has hosted most of the book discussions for us.
Thank you for the stage, Niharika. Okay, so book discussions are a casual week. We consider them casual. And here we discuss the topics and the theories, the ideologies that are discussed in books and all, biology related books basically. So, what all questions we have in our minds, explanations, and all kinds of discussion takes place in these book discussion sessions. And we are planning to include article and research paper discussions as well. So, thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Sakshi. Moving on to our next event. That is, it's not an event basically, it's TBS News Digest. So Ion and Rhythm are the news anchors for us, and I would request Ion to tell us about it.
Yeah, so TBS News Digest is basically what we do to wrap up an events week, all the significant biological events that has happened in a week. We wrap it up all into one video that we call the TBS News Digest.
And these book discussions and news digests are also uploaded on our YouTube channels, so you can check them out there.
Please check out our YouTube channel.
And then talking about webinars, so we have already organized a few webinars, and yeah, you saw them in the first video that I played. And even the webinars are uploaded on the YouTube channel, and we have got speakers from outside the society as well. So of course our members are also speakers, and we encourage our members to deliver webinars. They are welcome all the time. And for that, we have a form. If you want to register as a webinar for us, as a speaker, sorry, for us for the webinar, then you can fill up that form. The form is available on Linktree, and the link for that is put up on the WhatsApp groups and Discord as well. And basically on all our social media platforms, the Linktree link is there. And I think now that we have a lot of people doing some research and like postgraduate students, I'm sure that you guys have a lot to share with us. And then moving on to watch parties. So this is very interesting. Yeah, I can see smile on faces of some people. So in watch parties, what we do that we have a Discord server. Most of you might be knowing about it, I hope so. But we'll be telling about that in the later stage as well. So here on our Discord channel, we stream scientific videos and anything that you're interested in. So it's not like we have to organize something for that in particular. We do organize, but then even if anyone is interested, like, and you want to watch it together with a bunch of people, so you can share about that on the groups, and then if people are interested, then we can stream it together on Discord and watch it together, have discussions, have conversations on it. So yeah, these were the events. Now these are the events that we have already done in the past, and we of course are planning on more. So we'll be announcing them soon, but still I'll give you a little insight on what all we have planned. So as Sakshi mentioned earlier, we used to have just book discussions. Now we are broadening it to article discussions and research paper discussions, and debate clubs also. We are thinking about starting debate clubs, so that's, I think, going to be very interesting. And even you guys can share any articles which you find interesting, and then like if people are interested, then we can definitely plan on keeping a discussion for that on a Zoom call or on Discord or any platform. So you guys can share your views on that, and we can get to know the views of others on those articles. So I think I'll stop here about the events. But if you have any sort of suggestions about how we can grow and how any event, I mean, if you want to help us organize an event, if you want to host an event, then you can let us know. And you can message me privately, or you can message any of the group admins. And also on the Linktree, we have the link of a feedback form also. So if you want to be like, if you want to tell about this anonymously, then you can tell about it on the feedback form. We are open to all sorts of suggestions, all sorts of complaints as well. If you feel anything is not going well, then feel free to tell about it through the feedback form. All right, so moving on to the core team. So here I would like to present to you our amazing core team. And like, these guys are really amazing, and they have worked really hard. So I'll speak out the names, and you guys can wave a hi for everyone. So Bandhan Goyal, as I mentioned earlier also, he's the founder. Then we have Ayon Jacob.
Hello, everyone.
And then we have Parth Sarthi. Then we have Rhythm Singh.
Hi all.
And then there's me, Niharika. And I cannot see the other person because my video screen is there. Can someone, Ayon, can you?
Sponsor.
Okay, Swanzil. All right, Sakshi.
She's typing in the chat.
Hi guys.
Okay. And then we have Ankush
Hello all.
and Karan.
Hello everyone.
So yeah, this is our core team, and I mean, core is actually the backbone of the society, and it is basically responsible for how the society functions. And personally, telling about me, I have been in the core team since the beginning, and I mean, I've learned a lot from the core team. Everyone has, I'm sure everyone has, and everyone has taken a lot of things from here. And the best part about our team is that it's not limited to just learning or experiencing one thing. Like if you're a digital designer, then you can also learn things about content, you can explore. And I'm telling you all this because I have an amazing news. So we are opening core recruitments very soon, and we have this time we've got really amazing roles. So I feel all of you should take up this opportunity. And yeah, I mean, when you put in so many efforts and then in the end, when you look back, and there's a sense of pride that yes, I've worked and yes, I made things happen. So I would like all of you to have that feeling in the end. So do apply for that. We'll be announcing that as well on the groups. So stay tuned for that. Now moving on to our social media. So here's the LinkedIn profile, the YouTube channel, and the Instagram handle. So I think, Swanzal, can you put the links to everything in the chat box? All our social media. And the interesting part about our social media is that we don't post the same content on all the platforms. Every platform has unique content, and you guys can check it. And also, as a member, you can contribute to the content that we are putting in. Example, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, someone was talking about biorender. And if you have checked our LinkedIn, so we have put a post about biorender there. So yeah, if you have anything to share, then you can let us know. And of course, the links to all of these are available on the link tree. You guys can check it. Everything is compiled in the link tree. I mean, there are a lot of forms and then links here and there. So we have compiled all of them in link tree. You can check it there. All right. Okay. You guys must be knowing about Discord, and some of you might not be knowing. So I'll tell you a bit about it, that why are we using Discord exactly in the first place? So our society is still expanding and it has already become international. We do have people, members from outside India as well. And secondly, the thing about WhatsApp is that there's a limit to the number of participants in a group. I think it's 257. And for Discord, there's no limit to the number of people in one server. So that is one thing, because like, of course, we can create a separate group if the number of people exceed on WhatsApp, but then we want everyone to have one space to interact with each other, and then we don't want to separate you guys in different groups just on random basis. So Discord is very helpful in that sense, that there's no limit to the number of people. And secondly, I mean, Discord might be a bit new and difficult to use for some of you guys, and it was for me as well. But then as I've started exploring and using Discord more, so it has become all the more interesting for me. And it's so, I mean, it's so amazing. वहाँ पे Discord पे on one channel we can see, sorry, on one server we can see all the channels together. So like WhatsApp पे there's a thing like spam ना हो जाए. So Discord पे, if you want to spam, if you want to talk about random things, so you can go on the random channel and talk about that. If you want to talk about anything bio related, then you can. If you want to share any articles, then you can put it up in bioresources, then you can have discussions there. If you have any question in mind, so we have a separate channel for questions, bio questions, you can put it there. And yeah, so everything is very organized on Discord, I feel. And if you guys are finding it difficult, so I think Parth Sarthi can show us a small tutorial about Discord.
It would be my pleasure. So I'm just going to disconnect the audio from my laptop and I'm going to join from my phone. Okay, is that fine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we should play the video once again because
Yeah, I was thinking that a few people joined in late. So just to give a summary of what TVS is, I'll show you a video once again. It's basically a TVS trailer.
Hi everyone, this is Niharika Singh, the Gen Sec of Biology Society.